Ever since the airlock had opened, the sensation was there. Maybe it was earlier, maybe it had been since they'd set out for that unidentified body out there in the black, before things had started to break, before Unity had abandoned them and they'd lost control and fallen into helplessness. It was alive out there. She wondered if she'd always known that in a way. It was looking at her. It was looking and watching, and it could see them all, and it was coming. They were already there. Its tiny arms and legs, tiny but huge, but tiny compared to that unimaginable, undifferentiated, all-consuming nothing that waited out there, pulsing in the dark. She couldn't lock the doors. Why had Unity opened all the doors? She had a gun. She was no fighter, but she'd secured a big damn gun. And if those crabs... She didn't know. She couldn't fight them all. She couldn't even fight one. And dragging it scraped on the floor and made a horrible noise, and they would hear her, and they would find her, and that eye, they could find her. There was no defense, nowhere to go, no way to hide. Hide? Maybe. She was no fighter. She had a very big gun. She couldn't carry it forever. Couldn't kill all of those things. Kill the crew, infected as they were by whatever it was. She could hide, and she could wait, and she could hope it happened fast. She knew where to drag that big damn gun. She knew where to hide and wait for the horrible alien creatures to come and find her. Wait for that eternal, unblinking eye and its godforsaken 100 to turn on her. They never should have come out here. Never should have left Andrafa. All that was left was to wait. This is Pot Against the Machine.
You can take away my spaceship. You can take away my space suit. You can even take away my space lasers. But you can never, ever take away my space game.
Boba Fett can't stop me, I'm on fire tonight. Vader can't stop me, I'm on fire tonight. Space player blowing up like dynamite. Dr. Smith can't stop me, I'm on fire tonight. Q can't stop me, I'm on fire tonight. Even hell can't stop me, I'm on fire tonight. Because I've got space game and it feels alright.
Welcome back to Pot Against the Machine in Space, the only Starfinder actual play that bursts out of the adorable, oversized eyes of a Pathfinder actual play podcast and bites your face. I'm your host, and here's everybody.
Spy.
Hello. Splo.
Hello.
Let's see, last time on the program, no time has definitely passed once more. The party talked a little bit with the one conscious crewmate from the custodial staff of the World Alt who discovered there had been some sort of invaders who were like worms, or maybe like big crabs, or maybe like both, or possibly like separate things. And then they decided that the best way to help these people was to get them up to the medical bay, or down to the medical bay, depending on what shape the ship is, who can say. That was on the science deck. So the party went back to the elevator, took it down to the science deck, and checked out and made sure they could have a clear path to the sick bay, grabbed some gurneys, brought them back up, brought all the people back down, and then opened up the actual medical lab where they found autodocs, which weirdly kind of freaked out the more biological members of the party. Tetros, the android member of the party, saw that they were clearly being unreasonable and got 2 out of the 4 partially spombified crewmates over in their treatment plan. So they are being worked on by the automatic doctoring machine, which seems to believe that it can clear things right up. After that, the party went north, checked out the biological lab, where it looked like people left in the middle of doing work. And then they went down and checked out a bathroom where somebody even left the hot water running. Observed the just absurd number of toilets on this spaceship, or spoilets, I'm sorry. And then went north into the break room, where they found an adorable little creature that proceeded to fascinate almost everybody except, once again, Tetros. After all the biological members of the party were just absolutely falling in love with this cute little blue ball of fuzz, it burst forth out of its own skin into a horrible, long-limbed, two-headed monstrosity and tried to bite everybody's faces off. The party, of course, killed the thing eventually. And that's where we are now, in a break room with a dead, weird alien monster.
Tetros would look at the QU without a boohoo, long for a yoo-hoo, but settle for studying it in one quick, just to put together if somehow this thing is connected to the spombification or not. Like, does this, with its spittle and goopiness, does it look like, I mean, it didn't seem crab-like or worm-like, even with two heads, yeah?
It didn't seem crab-like or worm-like, and the gray sort of goopiness that makes up its weird skin when it's not folded in on itself and looking cute doesn't look all that much like the more chartreuse goopiness that you've seen elsewhere in the place. A closer inspection of this thing looks like it might have had the same infection that the crew has, though, as if something was also permeating its system despite its lack of need to eat or drink or breathe.
Oh, which explains why I was hungry. Okay.
Interesting.
It doesn't appear that this creature was the source of what is affecting the crew, rather another of its victims, although I do not know how this QU got on board.
Well, I mean, we have been spending the last decade touching down on every planet with habitable atmosphere and taking creatures up. Maybe it was in one of the labs or something on here and got loose when whatever happened.
Seems plausible. Slysander is pushing a little bit of the goop into a tube. Little QU Gutu, as it were. BBQU Gutu. I probably shouldn't eat the mucus, right?
Probably not, but you never know. I mean, any port in a storm, I guess.
Are you still hungry too? Perhaps a bit peckish. Were you ever
I have been
hungry?
starving since we got on this ship.
Okay, right, thank you. Well, more good tubes for us then.
Though it looks like we have to head back to the elevator.
Well,
Correct.
there is a door over by where Calexa's standing that leads out into another hallway.
We've only
there.
done half the floor, right?
Here?
Yeah. Yeah, you've only done the east side of the
Oh.
floor.
I didn't realize.
Yeah, the mess, or the sick bay rather, also had a set of doors leading west, that, and the biology lab had a set as well.
I guess that's what I meant. I thought we had to go through the elevator to get to the west side of the floor.
You can go
but I
so
didn't
many
realize.
different ways. There's doors everywhere.
So let's just, perhaps we go through the, yep, there you go. Look at you go. You're going through that door. You are a big, exploring, brave space person.
Oh, well, the door west out of the break room leads into another hallway, which, heading to the south would take you back to the elevator. Heading to the north would take you into a hallway that sort of wraps around the outside of this floor, and heading over to the other direction which, I know cardinal directions. I don't know why you'd even ask.
Left.
Leads into another one of the labs.
I believe it's port.
Yeah, excuse me, port. Well, she check this door then.
Yes.
If we give a quick listen.
I'm staying silent because I'm assuming that no matter what I rolled, he's got a higher roll.
Oh, no, just a 21.
27.
There we go.
Well, Tetros can hear there's something moving in there.
There's something moving in there. I hear it.
Does it sound hostile in its movements?
I would say there's nothing distinctly hostile about the faint sounds of motion through the door.
Is it listening to Break Stuff by Limp Bizkit on the other side of the door?
Just hear just the slightest bit of rap metal.
It's
Careful,
all about the
it's
he said,
moody.
she said.
I appreciate that reference. So let's go get this little new metal friend. Canonically
What
listening.
CR is Fred Durst?
Depends on which album you're talking about.
Well, popping open this door reveals a sprawling chamber containing many desks, tables, and chairs, arrayed before a wide variety of delicate pieces of equipment and machinery. Dozens of tiny containers are arrayed here, filled with tinier amounts of liquids and powders, all carefully labeled with names that only mean anything to the most dedicated of specialists. In this room, of course, are two more of the knee-high, fuzzy blue creatures with adorable, huge eyes perched there, staring out at you as if pleading for something. I do think that we should probably roll for initiative just right out the gate here. I also think that while you're rolling for initiative, you should also roll a will save.
Which roll, so I'm going to count that as my initiative because you said initiative first.
So,
Nope, that's going to be terrible.
let's see. Starting from the north, how about Tetros?
Okay, initiative 23 and will save was a 22. Why does Tetros roll better than
right, you're
any
not
character I
fascinated.
play on this network?
Tetros is an absolute juggernaut. He will never die. How about Calexa?
Calexa got a 17 for her initiative and a 14 for her will save.
DC 14, Calexa is not fascinated.
He's finally lost by 1 last time. Dang.
How about Lysander?
Lysander rolled a 13 for a 16 on initiative and a 9 for an 11 to fail their will save. Oh my goodness, but these ones are so cute.
These ones are totally different.
Completely different.
It's a whole new thing. So, and Farrell.
17 for the initiative and dirty 20 for the will save.
Alright, so this time only Lysander is fascinated. And Tetros is up first in the initiative.
Oh, okay. Well, Tetros is going to try and stride his way around to the north of this table situation to get a clean shot, and then take a single shot at blue QU. Are they still in cute, like, facade form?
They are still in adorable little
Okay.
cutie form.
Then yeah, Tetros will just sort of matter-of-factly state, "We know you are QU and are trying to consume us for sport. Please simply allow us to execute you. It would expedite this adventure."
But we're so cute.
Ooh, 18 on the dice. That is going to come out to a 27 against KAC.
That will hit.
For 6 points of piercing damage.
And these ones don't seem as beefy as the other one. It's as if they were, more affected by their starvation. QU number green is going to, as a move action, do the aforementioned splitting of skin and bursting of eyeballs and turn into its horrifying, ugly form. And it's going to shoot one of the spikes off of its face. Let's say it shoots it at Tetros, because Tetros is the aggressor here. The only one it knows isn't fascinated. That's a 17 versus KAC.
No, sir.
That's mean.
Thank you.
It feels bad now. Alright, Feral, you are up. You are not fascinated.
Not
You are,
fascinated.
as always, in melee with a gun.
Don't even care about any of this stuff. Yeah, we're gonna go after blue. And we're gonna go for the trick attack again because it's gotta work one of these times. Although I guess I know that the CR is too high for this, so. That is a 18, 20. I don't think either of those matters.
CR0.
Yeah. CR 0.
Nope, sorry.
Okay. And that is
When you
another
laugh, but there
11.
are CR 0.5 creatures.
And plus 7, 18 to hit.
18 will hit.
Oh, cool. And that is 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
Blue gets a little
At
cronched.
blue. Great. That's my
Poor
turn.
Blue. Alright, Calexa.
Calexa is going to use a move action to calibrate her gun to blue, and then she is going to shoot it in its adorable face. So that is a 17 KAC.
17 will not hit KAC.
That will be her turn then.
Alright. Lysander, you are no longer fascinated because of the aggression. So you're free to act.
So he looks, it's gone from like a dreamy expression to like looks taken aback and says, A2 QU, and then proceeds to say, get that despicable deceiver, make them pay. So get him, and I am also going to give an extra move action to Calexa.
Alright, that'll take us to Blue. Blue is standing in front of Lysander and Feral, so it's going to make with the full attack. First, the bite on Feral. That is a 21 to hit.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Alright, I do need a Fortitude save.
Oh, right. That is a 16.
Alright, so that passes, so it is only 9 piercing. And, does a 23 beat your KAC plus 8?
Yes. Wait. 19 plus
What,
8.
8? Yeah.
27.
No.
No, it doesn't.
Then you were not grappled. And the claw going for Lysander. That is only an 11. I'm guessing that is a fail.
Does not hit.
Alright, top of round 2, back around to Tetros.
Which one has to get him? Is that green or blue?
It's blue, because blue is deceiving me.
Sweet. I was hoping you'd say that. Let's do a whole pistol full attack, because it's fun. Yikes. One is definitely a miss. We won't worry about it. And the other is, I think, also a miss because, yeah, with the get 'em, that's only a 16 against Casey. So, no pew pew, just QQ. End of turn.
Alright. Well, I realized I screwed up last time and gave Blue an extra action because it needed a move action to change into its chompy form. But it only hit the one time anyway, so it's okay. Really.
Lysander actually gave Blue an extra action instead of Calexa.
That makes sense because he loves it so much.
He does.
Green is gonna step up and it's gonna shoot a spike at Calexa. That is a 27 to hit.
Wow. Yeah. No, that hits by a decent amount.
I do need a fortitude save.
A 13.
So it does the full complement of damage on you. That is 10 piercing. As it seems to know exactly where to hit you with spikes shooting out of its face. And that'll be Feral.
All right, same thing. Here we go. Should probably stop rolling with this dice. Hey, that's better. That's an 18 plus an 11 for 29. Yeah. To
Thank you.
trick attack
You've
it.
successfully tricked it.
Yes, I knew it would happen sooner or later. Great. So that means I get an extra. Oh God, is it 1d4? No, it can't be. We're level 5. This is. Wasn't prepared for this, clearly. That means I get an extra. Oh, 3d8. That's so many.
Wow.
I don't even have 3d8 out. So we're gonna do roll a 3d6. No, 1d6 plus 8. Roll 1d6 plus 8. And then we're gonna roll 3d8. And that's gonna be 21 points of bludgeoning and trick damage.
Blue looks like it's on its absolute last legs.
That will be my turn.
All right, Calexa.
Calexa just got shot by green, but blue is much worse. Though, you know what? Everybody else seems to be doing pretty good with blue. So Calexa is really gonna get her money's worth out of this extra move action, and she is going to circle a bit around the table up here to the north so that she can be across from this thing and out of everybody else's way. Then use the second move action that she was granted by Lysander to switch the target of her extra gun damage to green, and finally she's going to shoot it. That is a 14 on the die, so that is a 21 against
21
KAC.
hits.
Alright, I get to add 5 to whatever I roll in this d10. So that is 11 points of damage, half sonic, half piercing.
All right. That'll take us to Lysander.
All right. Lysander is going to take a guarded step to the northwest and then point at green and say, and this one here is almost through, so now we direct our fire at you. So get him on green, and that's my turn.
All right. Well, Blue is still alive because everyone was so merciful to it, so it's just gonna try to eat Feral with the chomp and a claw. First is a very bad roll. That is a 13 versus KAC. I'm guessing that misses.
That does miss.
And the claw is even worse, so it didn't
Also
even
a
use
miss.
its free lease on life. And now, Tetros.
Alright, we'll take 2 shots at green. Let's see if we can finish it off. Pew pew. 2 misses. Carry on.
Green's gonna shoot back. Yeah, that's a lot. It is a 43. That doesn't seem right.
Doesn't.
That doesn't. No, it's 33.
Okay. I mean,
We've all
still
been there,
ahead,
Sam.
but for all this, they look weaker because they're starting. Yeah, 33 will hit.
Yeah.
Can I get a fortitude save?
Fine. It's not good, gang. That is an 11. But it would be a 13 if it's against disease or poison or sleep.
It's not against either of those. So we're looking at 14 piercing damage as it hits Tetros in an important part with a spike.
Ow.
Alright, Farrell, you're up. You've got an almost dead, lovable, horrible beast in front of you.
Alright, let's see if we can take it out. Here we go. Oh, I thought it was a 1, but it's a 20 to trick attack it. So that's going to be a 20. No, 31.
Sounds strict.
Assume, great. So I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. And we're just going to copy paste. I'm going to make it easy for myself. Oh man, I got all excited and that's just a 7. But they are tricked.
What's the total?
7 total. All of 7.
Oh, wow. So, total of 7 is not going to do it.
Yeah, so never mind. Take all that back. They are not dead. So sad.
Alright. Calexa, they're never going to die.
Yeah, I've noticed that. I think that's a thing that I don't have. You can't fire twice as a thing without something special in this. I'm trying to think, right? Like as a full, there's like a...
You can just full attack with any weapon. You just
can
take a
full
minus
attack.
4.
It's just a -4.
You can full attack with any weapon? Okay, I couldn't remember if you needed like a soldier
wasn't
thing or
unwieldy.
something for it to be a gun. Yeah. Let me double check. I don't think it's because it's my one that I get for my thing. It's like a home-built gun. It's got a bunch of stuff. Not unwieldy. Okay, so Alexa is going to fire twice, and that is at a -4. Okay. It's been a while since I've done Starfinder, and the last time I played a character, I had a lightsaber, not a gun.
What was the total?
The first shot is going to be a miss at an 11. And the second shot is going to also be a miss at an 11. Awesome.
Ouch.
2 8s in a row. So that will be her turn.
Alright. Lysander, they need you, Captain.
I suppose so. So Lysander is going to use move action to draw his Ifrit class pistol and point and say, "Sometimes the poet must put down the pen," and fire a shooty duty at this buddy right here. That is a 18.
18 hits.
Alrighty. It's 1d6 plus 2 fire damage. Which is 4. 4. Is that enough?
Which one were you shooting?
Blue.
Blue is dead. It had 1 hit point left.
And he brings it up to his lips and blows across the barrel. It has no smoke. That's it.
All right, and possibly the only attack he's ever rolled in his life. Tetros is up.
Hey, this has been failing for us so far. Let's just keep shooting at green.
Got it.
Yeah, actually. Does that have a get 'em by a chance, or no? No.
I was too busy gatting him.
That's an 18 and a 19.
Those will both hit.
Yeah. $14 total points of piercing damage.
All right, it's looking bad. And it's got to turn again. It's feeling bad that everyone's ganging up on it like this. So I think it's going to take a shot at Calexa, standing across the table from it, shooting a spike at her. That is an 18 to hit KAC.
That is a miss.
All right. You got this thing on the ropes.
10 lower than the last time it shot one of those at me. But it's a
It was a
wide range.
way, way, way on the other end of the die.
Got this tricky trickster.
I think you're muted.
You can't hear what I'm saying. Yep. Sorry.
Yes.
Yep. Tricky trickster. Let's go. Nope, that's a 1. So as part of that, I'm going to move up to QQ green and attempt to hit it, or attempt to trick it rather, and it's going to fail. But I'm going to attempt to smack it again anyway. Okay, somehow that's another 1, which seems like it should be illegal. So this dice is going away. And that's my
Probably
turn.
a 20 if you want to.
Yeah.
Fair.
Usually,
Fair.
that's how it is. I think in
Two
Pathfinder
20s.
that's what would have happened, but since it's Starfinder, it's,
Who can say?
Oh, yeah.
yeah, you hate to see it. All right, Calexa.
Calexa is gonna shoot this thing again. She is once again going to take the -4 to. Oh, actually, you know what? No, I'm just gonna fire once with a +7 and hope that that does better because I get my extra thing. Okay, that is a 15 on the dice. That is a math 22.
That'll hit.
Right. That is a D10. It just dropped it on the ground. 5 on the dice. That is 10 points of half piercing, half sonic.
All right. Once again, we're looking at a creature that is on death's door. Is it time for the captain to once again save the day here?
So I am going to move action, get him. Just triple checking I can do that, right? Get him is move action, yep. Move action, get him. And then I'm going to level my Ifrit S-class pistol. I'm going to take a shot. Oh, well, it did roll a 20, so +7. So that is a crit for the 27.
Nice.
So because the +2 doesn't double in Starfinder, right? Or does it? Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it does normally roll, right?
Yeah, I was just checking if that.
No,
if
it's
you
good to
found
check
a
that out.
cheat code.
That would be tight, but no. But yeah, no, it stays. It doesn't double. The modifier stays on. Right.
I don't know. Does anybody know?
It should double.
Everything
Okay.
doubles, like the weapon specialization mod.
Okay, so that would be 15 points of damage with a 6 and a 5 off the die, and it has an arc, so I can arc and hit Tetros if you want it.
If you like. You're
I'm
free
not
to.
going to. Tetros is my friend, and he and I have a deeply mutual respect-based relationship at work.
That's what I hear. Well, once again, with firing the only 2 shots with his service pistol that he's ever fired that I can remember, he executes a second QU. Just absolutely nails it right through one of its heads, and it actually knocks the head into the other head, and it just falls in a splatter of weird, misshapen parts. We're out of initiative.
Empirically, no one can disprove that I can kill anything in one shot at this point.
Well, well, well. Look at you, Captain.
Yeah, I'm a real Thutin Stanley.
That's what they say.
I don't know about everybody else, but I took a real beating in that fight. Could we maybe rest for 10 minutes or so and catch our breath?
Perhaps that wouldn't be such a bad idea. I'm not feeling so great myself.
My luck has persisted, and I have not been hit any time so far. It's pretty tight.
Down into the single digits on my stamina.
On your stamina? Aw. That's cute. I'm in a 0 stamina.
Ouch. You got into your
Nope.
HP?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Because we didn't heal after the fight before this, right?
How far into your HP are you?
No.
Great.
No, we didn't. Oh, that's right. You got hit in that one, yeah.
About halfway. 22 out of 34 is how many points that I have.
Okay, so you're down 12. After I take a 10-minute rest, I could heal it, top you off with a field dressing on your HP.
Works for me.
So, yeah, Tetros will also, because the beauty of Biohacker is you regain your stamina and then you get your biohacks all back.
What flavor is your field dressing? I've been meaning to ask. Ranch.
Yeah, no, you'd think that,
Ranch.
but yeah, it is actually Thousand Island.
Oh, see, okay, yeah,
It's a bold choice.
definitely.
So after a few minutes when you can rest in here and regain your stamina and recover a little bit, patch some wounds, where are we looking from here? Everything's gone amazingly well. I think we can all agree.
Lysander's been dropping his gun for the last 10 minutes, trying to learn how to spin it around his finger.
Oh, for sure.
Are there any more doors in here? I don't see any more doors.
There's just the one door back out of here. Then there was a door to the north still, and then several ways back out of the elevator and everything.
We should probably...
Farrell, allow me to tend to your injuries, and he'll do a field dressing that only gets you back 8, but then he hands you a serum that will give you back another 5, so 13 back.
All the way up. Thank you. Oh, thanks, Tet. I appreciate that. Accent is all over the place, as I mentioned previously.
The stress of this whole situation is surely an influence on anyone's fleshy accents. I, as a machineman, remain I'm sure if you were to listen back to everything I've ever said, you wouldn't notice a single difference. He said, Jeff is not confident that's true.
I'm trying to think about what's the most fleshy accent I've heard. And I feel like it would have to be like a pretty like full-cheeked like Georgian accent close to
I was going to say,
Peanutman's got a
I feel like
he's got a fleshy
I feel like
accent.
Orson Welles also has a very. I would call his.
He was just
his
a
voice
fleshy
fleshy.
man.
Yeah, but he had a. You could hear his voice and not see him and go, "That is a fleshy voice."
Unicron would beg to differ.
Well, write in with your thoughts on the fleshiest accent you've ever heard. Anyway, let's head north.
I think we said this is a hallway, right? But I don't know if we're supposed to know that.
Yeah, you have seen schematics of the hall, so you know this is a hallway which has a door that leads back into the biology lab, and then it loops around the sort of outside of this deck.
I guess we'll follow that all the way down.
If you follow the long and uneventful curving hallway along the space northern side, it does end in a set of double doors.
And pop a quick listen.
Hear Lysander singing "Follow You Down" by the Gin Blossoms as he follows you down. He loves that song.
Oh, that's only a 14 for me.
That's stuck in my head. I got, if I can do math, 25. Yeah, 25. 18 plus 7.
Calexa can hear something shifting down there.
It sounds like there's something moving in there. Could be more of those little cute guys. Could be more zombies. Could be anything. Better be careful opening it up.
Yeah, just to be safe, if I think it's cute, shoot it. I don't care what you think. I'm clearly a negative correlation of judgment to experience. Here, let's
Right
open
then.
the door.
If it's cute, we'll shoot it. Sounds good.
But only if it's cute. Opening the door reveals a oversized room. On one side is a large metal desk with a terminal on it. Sits at the end. The machine sitting there appears to have been smashed. There's a double door across the room over here, leading back to a hallway that heads back towards the elevators. There's a double door down here that would lead to the simulated environment where there's an active environmental module, but it's probably just empty space. You all know that now. Directly across from you as you enter this room, though, is... well, it's an oversized creature born of nightmares. Let me just pop this
Womp womp.
bad boy up on the screen.
Oh no.
Its body is like that of a 10-foot-tall chartreuse crab with a vast and smiling lamprey-like mouth and countless twitching eyes on its legs and 7 huge semi-translucent blisters pulsating on its back. And now that you look at them, 5 of these blisters have something floating inside them. It's something. I think the horror washes over all of you at the same time as you realize that those pink blobs floating in the blisters on this creature's back are brains. And as you open the door into this room, you all hear in your heads,
"The void yawns, ever hungry. The monstrous appetite of our empty darkness knows no end. You must not fight it. You must feed it your terror, your elation, your flesh, your very existence. Embrace the nothingness willingly and with overwhelming joy. Those who have not yet embraced nothingness, whom we call the Nescient, they require our assistance. We can help you, enlighten you, provide you and your ignorance an invitation to the banquet of all creation. The void is hungry, children. No morsel shall avoid its consumption.
Yikes.
Might be time to roll for initiative. So what did Lysander get?
14 for a 17.
And how about Tetros 5?
17 for a 21.
Calexa?
Calexa got a 19 for a 27.
And how about Farrell?
Another 14 for an 18.
Alright. I'm gonna sort descending. Calexa is up first.
That is my... for figuring out what this is, because I, as a player, am almost positive I know what this is, but Calexa does not. And she would probably never have seen one of these before. But I'm guessing that it would probably be life science, and I only have a +1 in that, and I'm not trained. And it requires training, so she cannot try to figure out what this is, so instead she's just going to freak out and shoot it. So she will use her... she'll start off by using her move action to make it her target, and then she will fire a shot, and I think I'm technically in melee with this thing, with how big it is.
I think
If
you
it
might
has
just
a,
be.
Yeah. Which I didn't think about that, but I'm not going to take back saying that I'm shooting.
Its attempt to bite you is a 23.
That is a hit, unfortunately.
That is 15 damage on the bite.
Okay. And then on my shot... Oops, I just hit add instead of subtract for that damage. There we go. And on my shot at it, that is a 21 against KAC.
21 hits.
Alright. 8 on the die, so that is 13 points of damage, half piercing, half sonic.
Oh, it's not very nice.
And that will be her turn.
Alright, Tetros 5.
Oh, you know he's got to take a peek. Leveling his custom micro lab at this creature as a move action. That's going to be an auto 34 life science. What is this crabworm?
Does that identify the Nethal Ghoul?
Well, while Jero might know what it is, I don't think Endrophins have ever before encountered a Nethalgu. So, while you don't have a name for it, you can ask a question about this thing based on what Tetros 5 can determine.
Oh boy. Let's just go with special... do we want to do abilities or attacks, gang? What do you think?
Be the better, 'cause
Dealer's
it's got
choice.
nasty things in both, so I would say whatever Tetros thinks
Yeah,
is more relevant for him.
abilities, special
Go
abilities.
Tetris.
Well, the main special ability of this creature is that it appears to draw power from the humanoid brains that are stored on its back. It uses them to enhance its knowledge and its physical abilities as well. It gains bonuses based on the number of brains it has, but in addition, when it is not full, which in this case it does have 2 open blisters, it takes penalties in the form of negative levels. These negative levels are never permanent. They go away once it gets more brains. It can collect a brain from any recently dead creature if it needs to, with a coup de grace attack. The other special ability that this creature has is it appears to have a modicum of spellcasting ability in its weird alien form.
Oh boy. Well, does it look like the brains are targetable?
I would say that they would be a pretty tough shot. It's not really easily removable from it.
I've played some video games, where I gotta break those brains, and then
Yeah.
all right. I I don't know what it is, but I believe we found the crab worm monster. And he will shot and attempt to apply a basic inhibitor. That is a 22 against KAC.
22 hits.
Ooh, max 8 piercing, and its AC is reduced by 2 for 7 rounds.
Alright. Well, that should make things easier. And that'll take us to Feral.
Feral was all set up to try something new and then realized that they are still very much in melee with this worm crab. So I was going to go for the old classic.
I will say that you probably didn't actually run into the room directly into the creature
I
when
would
you opened the
also
door.
say that. I would also say it.
So yeah,
if
you
I can
are.
take a step back.
Yeah, you're perfectly allowed to not be in it, literally inside it.
Yet.
They're riding it.
Okay,
And
that's
your
actually
brain
not
is
a
going to be
mighty
part of
worm.
it soon. But
whole lot of step back. That was a 5 on the die for that, so that's going to be a 16, which I don't think is going to do it unless it's a -4 CR.
I hope so.
that'd be the day. Sadly, no. It has a higher number.
And 17 to hit. Actually hit it this time.
17 KAC or EAC?
KAC.
17 won't do it,
That doesn't sound good. Yeah.
Even with the -2.
even with the -2.
Well, that's my turn, and I'm done now.
Alright, Lysander, the killer of Q-use.
This is a little above his weight class, so he's going to start by saying, "There it is, the worm and crab. Shoot your gun and stab. Get him." So get him. And, you know what? I'm going to try to demoralize the thing. Why not? I mean, what's the worst that could happen to me besides it breaks my brain? I rolled a nat 20 for 36.
Nice.
You have intimidated the Nathalgu.
Wait, you can't
Do
just
you
say that. What
know-
does he say to it?
How many QUs I have executed summarily, and I found them cute. I don't find you cute at all. So I'm certainly going to shoot you in the head. That's the sound of him blowing over his gun for the people at home and not on the call.
Alright, it is weirdly intimidated by Lysander. Let me just check one thing. Yeah, so
Just going to harvest my brain now.
yeah, it's gonna stare at Lysander, who just, scared it pretty bad. And I do need a fortitude save.
Oh, sure, not a reflex. So that would be. Is this broken? Hold on.
Don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
It says 1d20.
No, you're just rolling well. It just likes you.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah. For people at home, that was another nat 20. So that was a 22. So I stare it back.
So you're feeling very, very hungry, and it's starting to get distracting, but nothing in particular happens at this specific moment, and Calexa's up.
Okay, Calexa, now that she already has this thing marked, is going to take a guarded step back, so she's not firing from directly inside its mouth anymore, and is then going to take a shot at it again. That is a 7 on the die, so I'm assuming that is a miss, because that is a 14.
14 total. Yeah, that's not going to do it.
That is her turn.
All right, Tetros.
Alright, we're unlikely to succeed, but can't help it. Just got a full attack. It's so juicy. So 2 needler pistol shots coming at you. Pew pew. And they both miss. I had to. The hands were tied. End of turn.
Alright, Feral, it looks scared in its weird, alien, horrible way.
Right. Well, let's see how it goes. That is a natty 19 plus 11 for a 30 stealth.
It's tricked.
And then hopefully this time
Roll
we
well
actually
on this
hit it.
attack.
Hey, that's another 19 for a something plus. It's going to be all those lead to the attacks. Roll 1d6 plus 8. Excellent. Max damage on that one, and then roll 3d8. Not as maximum damage on that one. 14 plus 14 is 28. Is that right? No, that can't. That's going to be 14 plus 14 is 4 times 7,
Yeah,
which
28.
is 28. Yeah, good job. Good job.
It's a lot of damage. It's looking hurt.
Awesome. That's my turn.
It's looking like you've really injured it.
Great. Love really injuring
It's also,
things.
it's probably mad.
Oh, that's fine. All healed up. Can't do anything.
All right, Lysander.
So one action, get him. Yes! Keep up our assault. I'm gonna do you like a QU. Just waving his gun in the air. So that's a move action. And then I'm gonna move action pull out a frag grenade. That is my turn.
Which brings us back to the creature. And the creature is very upset to have been hit so many times. So it's going to turn its attention to Feral, and I need a fortitude save.
All right. That is, a 12 plus fort. Wait for it. 14.
Now, the hunger that's just been gnawing at you this whole time, it feels like it's just getting into your brain. It's making you forget things. It's like parts of you are being crowded out by this need to feed. But it's not just food you want, though. It's everything. You need to consume everything. So the way this manifests is you're going to move a step down that poison track that you're on, which is the wisdom poison track. So, let's see. You were, I believe,
Was weakened. I'm now
previously-
impaired.
So that is an additional -2 penalty on all wisdom-based checks. No big whoop. I'm sure there will be no will saves or anything like that anytime for you to worry about.
All good. All right.
And that's its turn. It just made you a little hungry. No big whoop. Calexa, you're up.
All right, Alexa is going to shoot this thing again. Other interesting stuff I could be doing. I think my only feat is to build a wall to hide behind that isn't related to my weapon. Yeah, that's the only feat that's not related to my gun, is I can build a wall to hide behind in one turn. So I am just going to shoot this thing again. It's got a decently high KAC, so I'm not going to fire twice. That is a 24.
24 hits.
Right. That is only a 4 on the dice. That is 9 points of damage.
Not too bad. Chipping away. And Tetros is back up.
Yeah, Tetris sees things are going pretty well, so he is going to... He's going to move around to the east of the creature, which is going to go through its threatened space and probably provoke.
Yeah, it's going to try to chomp you on the way there. Unless you're doing an acrobatics to...
I
Is that a thing?
think that's a thing anymore.
Oh man, that's weird. Well, it gets a lot to chomp you. Another 33 on that chomp.
Okay. Yeah, alright. I'm chomped.
Alright, that is a 17 chomp.
Yikes.
As you pass by that big lamprey-like mouth.
Yeah. But see, now I'm flanking with that pistol whipping feral. Yep, thank you for blowing that picture up. Much obliged. And then with the spear, going for a stab. Oh yeah, natty 19. With flankage and stuff, he's that's for 27 with the get him.
Sounds like a hit. It's also, I believe, flat-footed from being tricked this round.
Oh, hot. Well, that is 10 points of piercing damage. And now I'm in melee if it tries to do any spell shenanigans.
Alright, it's looking very upset now. And Feral, you've got the flank. You tricked it once.
Trick you once, trick you once, trick you twice. That's not nice. I don't know, I'm not good at rhymes like Zach. And that's only an 8 off die, which I believe puts me at a 19, which is less than 20. So for regular gun smack, that is a 19 total. So that is going to be 26 to hit. And I think that's
26 hits.
Just the teeniest bonus on that one. An unarmed strike. Improved unarmed strike. 12 points of unarmed strikage.
It's been struck unarmedly. It's not very happy. It's looking very, very sad between the tentacles. So, Lysander.
He's got a grenade. So he is going to aim at this intersection because it has a spread of 15 feet but a range of 20 feet. So I'm going to take a range penalty. So my thought is I'm going to throw it right here. Right. So that's going to be just a 1 range penalty. So that's just going to be a -2 to my throw against, like, I don't know, AC 5 or something because I'm just trying to hit a square. So that would be... oh wait, for thrown that would be a 3. But -2, so that would just be a +1. But hey, I rolled a 19. It's really loving me tonight. So that frag grenade hits that area. Now, remind me, because Pathfinder has ruined grenades for me, do I have to wait a whole round for this to go off, or does it explode?
I
just explodes,
think it
right?
just explodes, yeah.
That's what I thought. It works as it should. So
As it should.
here is... that does 4 points of piercing damage.
It gets a reflex save, right?
I think so. I don't know what I know that's the case in Pathfinder.
Well,
I have no idea.
It only got a 12 on the reflex save because it's a giant crab monster.
Too many
so
legs.
It got a little exploded.
A little exploded. And that's... oh, wait, that was my... And so get him. That was my move action. They're almost dead. Let's crack that crab.
All right, well, the Nathalgu is getting very, very upset, so it's just going to start chomping everybody around it. Instead of making you hungry, it's going to feed its own hunger. Let's start with a chomp on Feral. That is a 34.
34 is so many high.
17 damage on the chomp. And then Tetros, it was actually a 30. I forgot the -4. How's a 27 sound?
Like the number of bridesmaid dresses I have in my closet. And also a hit.
Just keeps going up.
That's a deep cut.
Less damage. Only 13 damage this time.
Neat.
As it just does a quick side-to-side double chomp in desperation, as it's really like just drooping brains out everywhere at this point.
I know that feeling.
Oof, hard save.
Calexa is up.
Alexa is gonna shoot this thing. Taking a really amazing turn. So exciting. That is a nat 20, though. That is a skull on my die.
That is exciting.
So we said we are rolling twice or doubling. I immediately forgot again, despite the fact that Zach got 9 of these earlier.
I think we're rolling once and doubling.
Rolling once and doubling. And do I double my extra 5 thing for my thing? Okay.
Double that money.
Ugh. That is only a 4 on the die, though, so that's 8 and then 10, so that is 18 points of damage. Which is technically higher than I could have got on a normal roll, but not by much.
The Nathalgu, anonymous though it may be, crumples to the ground in a pile of chitin and brains. The blisters pop, and the brains turn gray as they lose circulation in whatever horrifying alien goop they were in, and they just sort of flop down to the floor. And we are out of combat.
So, this was the thing then?
It certainly seemed so. It was definitely talking about hunger more than anything else we've run into, and that seems to be a running theme here. Are we still hungry after it's dead now, Sam?
Does Farrell just eat all those brains?
I was just going to say, I was like, that's right.
Yeah, you're definitely still hungry, and yeah, Farrell, those brains look... Like, obviously you wouldn't eat brains, but like...
Obviously.
Why wouldn't you, though, really?
But they could.
They
We've
look
already
good.
had, banana, brownie, brain, bash, goo tubes. Like, why wouldn't you just eat
Sure. Right. Just a quick temperature check, just a quick pulse check of the room here. How would we feel about divvying up these here brains? We would feel...
To what end?
Good. We would feel for, I don't know, distribution, consumption, food. Yeah?
These are not part of a continental breakfast, which I was under the impression the only thing that you eat.
Actually, I do love a continental breakfast, but you know, they have all sorts of things now. Cereals
It's a cranial breakfast.
milks.
Do not eat the remains of this creature.
Okay, but I'm getting the read no. I love a snack, something feeling quite peckish. just a tiny piece.
Super classic, like your roommate's cooking.
Just a little bite.
Did Pharaoh go into their HP with all those attacks, or they still have... No, nobody took HP damage. Cool.
No.
So, that's horrific. I hope that's the only... They're a Tholo horror, not part of a group.
Have any of you ever seen anything like this thing before? I mean, none of the planets we visited had anything like this. I wonder if it's from whatever that thing is making the heat.
I'd never seen anything like it.
Is there anything else?
Perhaps.
And we never saw, when we approached this ship, we never saw the, original thing this ship went to look for, right? The weird heat signature in the middle of empty space.
Right.
Yeah. That's still weird.
Yeah, as far as you know, you haven't...
Yeah, there's not
gotten
a big
close enough
planet
to it.
here that we see anything or anything.
Right. As far as you know, you haven't gotten close enough to whatever it is to even figure that out.
Yeah, you look, listen, just a little bit, not too much to start, just a tiny taste. I'm sure it's fine. I mean, I'm not the medical officer, but yeah, the brains are here.
Wonderful. Great. Okay, yes.
Now, is there anything to search in this room? Does this look like there's I know that it's a basically environmental module that isn't everything going on. Should we... Anything to be gained to be looking around?
It doesn't look like there's much to see. Even the computer in here has been smashed.
And so for doors, we're looking at one that's kind of to this little situation northwest.
Yeah, a little storage closet kind of door there, and then this door into the hallway there at the back of the room.
And not these things down here?
Right. Those are weird wall things.
Ah, yes. Shall we check the closet? Perhaps there's unspoiled brains in here.
Ah, wonderful. Yes, let's check the closet then.
Bop. I'm just going to bop on in.
Yeah,
Bopping.
popping open the closet here, it looks like it's just a normal storage. There's just shelves of various administrative supplies and papers and tablets and things, but nothing super interesting.
Nothing edible. Sorry.
I long to put an end to
Tom.
these Hunger Games.
Wowie.
As do I, friend. Shall we check through here then?
Yes.
Opening the
going for
door
it.
into the hallway reveals a hallway, at the end of which is a door leading back into the elevator, but there's also a door on the south side that leads down to the other labs on the southern side of the deck.
Let's go through those southern doors.
Let's do it.
It's another hallway.
Wow.
On the southern end of this particular hallway, you've got a double door going further south, and then a single door that arcs off to the southeast.
Lysander is through the door.
Feeling himself so much that when I put him down on what I assumed to be a corner, he just went straight through the door. So, yes.
Popping open the door to the xenobiology lab, you see several chairs sitting before work tables containing unusual tools and equipment, different sorts of microscopes and scanners, tools for dissections and such, while a row of doors line the curved southern wall. The illuminated sign above each of the doors indicates that they're not currently in use. It seems no specimens have been stored in here yet. There's a door that leads off to the east, and then the other doors that you hadn't gone through. This is a wall of doors, but you already know from the signs that these cells are all empty.
We check every one of them anyway.
It's painstakingly.
And everything.
So
No,
biology
you're
is
right.
like Tedros' thing, right? Is that not? Am I forgetting this?
Yeah.
Is there
That's when
anything
he gets
super-
to auto roll a 34 when he does it.
Does anything jump out at our xenobiologically inclined friend?
It looks like an inactive lab. Nothing really going on in here right
Is there like a computer or anything in here that might list like if they did have test subjects? Like I'm thinking maybe that's where the little teddy bear guys came from or something.
now. Yeah, there's
Sure.
definitely computers in here. If you want to hop on, check anything out.
I think Alexa will try a computer unless Tetris wants to try one.
We could both try different computers.
Okay. 12 on the dice. That is a 23 computers.
I think 23 is good enough to unlock one of these workstations. Get past somebody's password. Maybe they have it under the keyboard. Classic Andrafa, just storing it on post-it notes under their keyboards. And it
Looped
looks
up there
like
with that zip tape.
it looks like the experiment rolls and data collection stuff is kind of waiting for them to get samples. So most of it's pretty open, but there is a notepad program open. Looks like one of the scientists was just like writing observations or thoughts in there. That's about it on there.
What does that say in it? Anything important?
It wasn't a ship. Not by any standard we'd recognize. It wasn't a machine. It was alive. Like a great worm, but it could move through the vacuum. It didn't need to be pressurized. They say they don't know who opened the airlocks, and that makes sense, because who would open doors to that? I can only imagine what it must have been like for the first of us to see that mouth spewing them out. Crabs, I don't know another word for them. Crabs as large as elephants with ravenous jaws, and I don't know. There's nowhere to hide. That's the end of the entry.
I know too much Pathfinder lore. Oh no, this...
Yeah, but I was really hoping that the director of janitorial services was, when he was saying invaders, was maybe just, I don't know, slurring. But good to know that there are multiple brainy steelies on.
Yeah, and Calexa will call everybody over to look at this. Guys, this you're gonna want to read this.
This is so bad.
I wonder then, are they speaking of the heat signature they went to investigate was something living that spewed out these terrible creatures?
Or maybe the thing that tried to dock them before?
That they thought was a stealth spaceship. It sounds like now it was some kind of living thing, and it sent a bunch of those monsters like we fought in here, and they must have been what did this to everyone.
Though, our mission, we should find if there's any more survivors and then leave quickly. This is horrible. He has lost his false bravado from executing a couple creatures. But we should maybe also proceed.
Yes.
Time is not on our side.
Quickly.
What brings me about that message is not only that it said there was dozens of them, but the size sounded like even bigger than that thing we fought.
Yes.
Oh, is this where we're going? Okay, yeah, it is.
Yep,
I didn't see anybody
through
else
the
go
door.
through the door.
We're in the void.
Opening up the eastern door leads you into a room where the air is unusually warm and moist, and a thin, pale vapor of mist is clinging to the ceiling, causing the lighted panels to diffuse and become muted. Condensation runs down the walls, along with a riot of unusual brown and dull green vegetation. The moist, thick-stemmed plants and vines grow out of long earth-filled troughs along the walls, while a tall column of plant matter extends like a tree trunk from a circular planter in the middle of the room to spread a network of vines along the mist-shrouded ceiling. The low humming sound of the machines required to maintain environmental purity fills the air. There are numerous easily recognizable fruits and vegetables growing in here. Many of them are past their primes, as no one's been here to harvest them, but others seem perfectly good should you fancy something to eat.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Alexa's immediately going to go find a piece of fruit that doesn't look like it's overripe and start eating it.
Oh, yeah, same.
Yep.
And the food tastes good enough. It doesn't seem to be anything wrong with it. It's always just like a little bit disappointing that it seems like no matter how you eat, you can't get full. And while everybody's in here and some of you are eating the vegetation grown on this ship, Unity does chime back in.
I cannot contact the contingency AI. I am completely locked out. Activation has likely failed.
I suppose we ought to be concerned about that.
Yes.
Is it the strangest thing? It feels like I've eaten and eaten and eaten so many fruits and still nothing. Still quite famished.
I mean, maybe it's like our metabolism in space is higher. I don't know. I keep
true.
eating these pluots.
Love
we
a
should-
pluot.
We should continue.
Yes, I suppose so.
Push north.
That whole thing with Unity's got me a little worried, but I'm sure once we're back on our ship, we'll be able to contact everyone just fine.
Yes.
Tetros would, while his companions are eating, just real cash, do a scan of each of them and see, does it seem like they're progressing in their challenges? Tetros doesn't know that Farrell, failed a fort save. And,
Yeah, I think it becomes clear. You have your lab attuned to all of them, so you can pretty quickly see that Farrell's infection has progressed.
He'll just kind of file that away.
Thanks.
Let's go in here.
Yeah, the last room on the floor is another door kind of on the north side of this little hallway north of the greenhouses.
Anybody want to burst in?
Let's burst in.
Yeah, sure.
Burst in. Oh, God.
Oh, no.
So stepping into this room is like
It's like
stepping
gun.
into a jungle. Troughs of water
I'm
line the
gonna
walls,
burst in.
and misting machines fill the air with tiny aerosolized droplets. Dozens of different types of plants hang from the ceiling and are mounted on the walls, growing away. There's a light smell of rot in the air, and you may notice that about a third of the plants aren't doing so well. Fruits that have grown from them are overripe and split on the vine. A few leaves have gone yellow and brown, and some more aggressive species are crowding out the neighbors, and there's definitely a bit of a powdery mildew infestation going on in here. There's just not enough air movement between these plants. Somebody's got to do some pruning. This lab has clearly been neglected. And someone mounted a big cannon in the back of the room, just pointed right at the door. That seems wild. So, who was it that opened the door?
It was Calexa.
I was gonna say it was
does a 26 hit? Does a 26 hit your KAC or EAC? I'm sorry.
26 does in fact hit my EAC.
That is 13 fire damage as the laser just automatically fires at whoever comes through the door. And
Ow.
as you're staring at a gun pointed right at you in space, no one can go to bed.
Space night, Sam.
Laser,
giant
without
laser gun.
you and Sam.
Good night.
Night Nethal Sam.
I'm sorry, Lars. I'm afraid I can't do that.
So what can you do?
I can play this awesome guitar solo.
Plot Against the Machine is property of Network Against the Machine, LLC, all rights reserved. Starfinder and Pathfinder are property of Paizo Publishing. See their website, paizo.com, for more information.
Yes, I'm an alien. Yes, I'm an alien. Yes, I'm an alien. I come from outer space. Yes, I'm an alien. Yes, I'm an alien. Yes, I'm an alien. I came to rock this place.
Thank you to MC Lars for our theme song for episode 100, Space Game. We encourage you to check him out at patreon.com/MCLars. Additional sound credits are available in the show notes. As always, if you like what you hear, we encourage you to leave us a review on your Podchaser of choice.
Audacity that I use to record these waveforms. Ooh, that's a beefy
Waveforms.
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 Wavy forms.
Forms in spy high.
Waveforms.
Waveforms.
Waveforms. Waveforms.
Waveforms.
Plosive.
Hello, Kraggles.
Plosive.
Totally
Greg.
didn't forget any of the times. Don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, no. Whoops.
Uh-oh.
There we go. I'm back. Don't worry. Spoiler alert.
That's
Did you
recorded.
turn on Craig from the merch channel?
I love it.
That's the only place you should turn on.
That's what the fans really want.
The version of Craig is going to have an ad in it, and we're not going to know why.
You still got to
Oh.
roll your attack roll.
Yeah. +8. Nice. Is it still up? Should I keep rolling? 3d8.
You got to roll the attack roll.
I
Still.
did. Oh, I rolled it in. What's it called?
You rolled the trick, but
But that's the trick, Sam. You're tricked.
Oh, I need to roll the attack roll. I see what you're saying. Got it. Yes, I did roll the trick attack. I mean, not the actual attack.
oops, almost knocked over a monitor in my rage.